Hey guys, it's J19 brought to another video, and today we're going to be discussing Final Fantasy VII Remake Part 3. I got a lot to talk about because we have some information about the financial report. I'm not going to have the reports on the screen. I'm not a report guy. I don't really understand numbers and stuff, especially about finances and stuff. I'm not really big on that. But what I'm going to talk about is like what everybody's talking about the FF7R 3 potentially being later than usual. What does it mean about the trailer 3, and what my thoughts are, right? So you guys probably already know it's been a couple of days. Maximum News talk about it. A lot of big content creators talk about it, and a lot of them are talking like this spells bad news for FF7R3. What I mean by that, like for part 3, is the financial reports came out, and apparently, according to what it says, is they're not expecting like a big shift in like marketing revenue, like the revenue of like game sales and stuff like that, for, like, you know, between this past fiscal year and this coming up fiscal year, which ends in April, by the way. So a lot of people are like saying, so what does that mean for FF7R3 trailer? For me, I'm gonna get this out of the way, keep this short and sweet. From my end, is I'm still thinking Summer Games Fest we're gonna get a mighty big trailer. A mighty big trailer. I do not think that we are going to see anything of significance of, oh, it's going to be like later on, maybe like Gamescom, Tokyo Game. I've seen people say we're not going to see a trailer until like the Game Awards. It's like, no. Like, you got to start marketing your game, because I still think, whether people like it or not, I know the financial reports came out. I've been talking to a lot of people that they don't have to like say, oh yeah, we expect a big jump. I think Square Enix is learning the hard way that they can't have their expectations too high, because look at Capcom and Monster Hunter Wilds. I love Monster Hunter Wilds, don't get me wrong, but for them to come out and say we're happy that Monster Hunter Wilds came out and sold 10 million copies in the first month, and they're not satisfied. It's not to their expectations. Like, dude, how many IPs, how many companies would dream of selling 10 million copies within the first month? That is just nuts. That is just mind-blowing, like crazy good numbers, right? And Monster Hunter has been gaining popularity. So let's move that off to the side. Capcom's on fire. They're doing whatever they're doing. Back to Square Enix. I still think that Part 3's big trailer, it's not going to just see a little teaser. If I'm wrong, I'll admit it right here. I'm wrong if they don't do this. I still expect them to do a trailer 3, and it's not going to be just a little teaser. I think they want to show off the game a little bit, because Hamaguchi has told us, and I think a lot of people have missed this, or like just forgot about it, is Hamaguchi told us that they are preparing a announcement for the finale. They're preparing, like, pretty much like any translation out there is talking about they are preparing a trailer to show this game off. And Hamaguchi's already had like an interview like with a Nintendo website talking about the Switch 2 for Rebirth, and they even stated that their plans is how what they did with Remake to Rebirth and Rebirth to Part 3. What their plans are, they do not want Nintendo Switch 2 players to wait forever. They do not want to wait forever for Part 3 to come out. They don't want to say, hey, thank you for buying Part 1, Part 2, which came out five and a half months apart, almost 6 months apart, but we're not ready yet. It's going to take another year or so. It's going to take another year, at least, before you guys see the game. That's not what he stated. He said he doesn't want them to wait he doesn't want them to wait very long. He doesn't want them to wait, a year. I still think that, yes, Part 2 Rebirth's coming out to Xbox, and Switch 2 is coming out in June 3rd, right? I still think that within 8 months or 10 months, 10 months would be at the latest, that we're going to see Part 3 in the hands of everybody. Like, it's going to be on everything. Now, does that mean that, hey, maybe PlayStation gets it just a short bit, maybe PC? Because they do claim that PC is high-end. On their level, they start development on PC, then they downscale it to PS5 and Xbox Series X. And the Switch 2 and the Series S is like low tier with the Steam Deck, right? Bring up the rear. I think that we are going to see this game launch on everything. Now, does that mean it will? We'll see. But for me, I think that we are going to see part 3 in like 19 days. We're going to see this game part 3 drop. And if it ain't on launch day and date, in my own opinion, I still think that even the Switch 2 and the Xbox players, even Steam Deck players, are going to see part 3 within 8 to 10 months. PlayStation and maybe PC players might get it like 8 to 9 months, maybe 7 to 9 months, right? We might get it like a month early because our port is done. Our port is easier to develop for than it is for like a Switch 2, or even though Hamaguchi did say the Switch 2 is actually a lot easier than they first thought. So that's great. But I do think that he's holding up his end of the bargain. That even Switch 2 users are not going to see Part 3 that far down the road. It's going to be like a remake to Rebirth and Rebirth to Part 3. That's what I'm going to leave it at. I think we're just going to see a trailer. We're finally going to stop calling it Part 3. And the hype's there. We're all going to get emotional. It's going to be an emotional journey finale. I can't wait. I still got to make that juicy video down the road. It's going to be a little bit touch and go for a little bit. I do want to try to get it done before Summer Games Fest launches because, yeah, I don't want to like make that video and release it and be like, oh, well, he got part 3 stuff wrong because this trailer just totally denies like his thought process, right? I want to talk about part 3 before Summer Games Fest. I want to talk about my thoughts on remake and rebirth. So look forward to that video. It is coming. It's going to take a while, but I'm going to leave it here. Keep it short. Let me know in the comments below what you guys think of the Final Fantasy VII Remake Part 3. Do you guys think we're going to get a trailer in 19 days? Or do you guys think that no, because the financial reports are saying they're not expecting anything big for by the end of next physical year, which ends in March, end of March, and the new one starts in April. I'm seeing a lot of people say we're not going to see this game until like later on this summer, even the Game Awards. What are your thoughts? Be honest. I still think we're getting a juicy trailer next month. It's going to be hype. I want to talk about it. I want to break it down. And I can't wait. I'm already thinking about it. I'm already getting emotionally stirred up inside. So I'm going to leave it here. Let me know in the comments below how hype you guys are for part 3. I am massively hyped. I cannot wait. I cannot wait. Oh my goodness. Like, this is like it's going to be the greatest game of the trilogy. I can already tell. Rebirth was already magical, but everything that makes Final Fantasy VII well known is what happens on discs 2 and 3. A lot of people agree with me, and let me know if I'm right and wrong. What do you guys think of the release window? What do you guys think the trailer's gonna drop? What do you want to see in the trailer? Let's have a discussion about FF7R 3. Are you guys hype? Let me know. And with that said, hope you guys have one wonderful day, one for night. Keep on keeping on, and I'll catch you all on the next video. Take care.